Heyo, it's Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault on YouTube, Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram, and I have a Discord, Omnidogs Vault Discord. So we're going to take a look at the long-rumored, oft-doubted, never to be released, we thought, but here it is, Eternal Warrior Classic Omnibus Volume 1 from Valiant. It's now under the imprint Alien Books. I guess they're publishing the Valiant titles. Not really sure. I remember this. These are the classic books from the early '90s. I remember really liking the early Valiant books back then. I found them a lot of fun. The only other Omni I have of that time period, though, I know there are others. I only have the Archer and Armstrong one. So I was excited to get this because I recall Eternal Warrior as being an enjoyable read. This is a little Jim Shooter, Barry Windsor Smith as the first two. That's a little misleading. Jim Shooter wrote a handful of the first issues. Barry Windsor Smith does whatever Archer and Armstrong crosses over into this, but we'll take a look at it here in just a sec. It is one of those flat spine books. It doesn't bother me, but just so you know, it is flat spined. And then you've got this back here, which tells you everything it's got from 92 to 93, along with 20 pages of rarely seen art and extras. The idea of the Eternal Warrior, if you're not familiar, for 1,000 generations, Gilad Anipada has defended the innocent and dealt out justice as the Eternal Warrior, the undying champion of the Geomancers, the Earth's chosen fist and steel, an unsung veteran of every war ever waged. Gilad's hard-fought quest from the ancient world to the modern day will force him to the forefront of the Valiant universe. What I'd really like is a collected book of Magnus Robot Fighter. I remember that was really good. And Harbinger, the original Harbinger, that may already have been released. As I said, I don't have many of those books, but I do remember liking them a lot. So let's take a look at this. And we have, this is interesting, they've got them mapped out because all those Valiant books back then eventually ended up weaving in and out of each other. They had events and things, and they had tie-ins to each other, so they were trying to create a tight-knit Valiant universe. So this has the time and space storyline. There will be another time, the root of the problem, and so this gives you an idea of the mapping. Secret Weapons is part of this run. Valiant Era Companion, Eternal Warriors, Archer and Armstrong. So it does mix in. Secret Weapons is over in here too. So it does work in other titles into this. But that's there are no page numbers here or on the pages. So that's, and here are the credits. But one thing that we do have that's working in our favor is that you do have issues, covers that serve as breaks. So here, this is written by Jim Shooter. This is the Unity event chapter 2, but it's Eternal Warrior number 1. So this paper is not glossy. But it's not exactly matte either. Let's see. Now, it's fairly thick. I mean, you can't This is not see-through paper, so that's one thing. There's a lot of good substance to it. It's not matte, but it is smooth. I'm sure somebody out there knows what this is called. These are what the colors look like on this paper. On the art. Okay, so this was the Unity event. I remember this now, like Magnus, Robot Hunter, and Exo, Man of War. There's Dr. Solar. That's what I meant, not Magnus, but Dr. Solar was good too. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. That was some good stuff. So the colors look good, but it definitely looks like perhaps if there was better paper, or I usually don't like colors to be redone, and I doubt that they would undertake that. See, here's a good break right here and then you have credits up here for everything. But I feel like if there's one thing that it suffers from is that, well, there's Barry Windsor Smith art. No, is it? Yeah. Eternal Warrior, Master Dark. So it looks like the colors don't really, they seem a little muted to me. I'm wondering if maybe higher quality paper perhaps would make it look better. I highly doubt that something like this would sell enough copies to justify a complete recoloring. So you'd need to figure out a different way. But it's a good enough presentation for me that I'm not bothered by it. But I did pick up on they do feel a little muted or dull or washed out. But that's not going to stop me from enjoying the story. Little washed out color. I mean, and it's not like it's bleeding right off the page. No, this is Barry Windsor Smith art. I recognize those noses anywhere. Well, there are 2 issues. Oh, yeah, Archer and Armstrong, Eternal Warrior, number 8. Yeah, I remember Master Dark, and I remember that being a pretty darn good story arc. Because some of these things, like Shadow Man and stuff, they got fairly dark in tone, not art. Cover by Mark Moretti and Jimmy Palmiotti. A young Jimmy Palmiotti. So this had an explosive beginning, like all those Valiant books. And they sort of all petered out, I think, eventually when they started running into some financial trouble. But then I think they got it picked up by Acclaim Video Games, and some of their stories got turned into video games. Well, I definitely know Wait, I wonder if Turok was part of that, because Turok was a N64 game that I played. So rye is in this. Archer and Armstrong, yeah. So there are other geomancers in here. Yeah, I remember I had a fondness for these books enough so that I would like to pick up whatever else has been released, but I have a feeling I may have missed my chance on something like Bloodshot. Oh, did I say Rye? I think that was Bloodshot back there. Wherever I just said Rye, that was Bloodshot. I just realized my mistake. Um, so we're fortunate that this, for those of us who are interested in this, we're fortunate that Alien Books put this out. And so I am extremely pleased with the chance to go ahead and, yeah, this is Bloodshot. Let's see. Yeah, the coloring just looks a little. The art seems fine, but the coloring can't really pick up what it is that's gnawing at me. But it seems a little dull. But otherwise, it's fine. Maybe this is just how they were colored back then. And let's see what we have for extras. Eternal Warrior Yearbook. Rob Johnson, okay. Okay, so here are the extras. Eternal Warrior 1, cover art by Frank Miller. Did he forget to turn in as an assignment, or is this a conceptual piece? What are we talking about there? It's a cool cover. Now I like seeing interesting stuff like this, so this is cool. Okay, so there's Eternal Warrior. For your consideration. And please remember to go to Organic Price Books. Use my code, $2 off with code Omnidog. 5% off shipping 4 or more books together with code Omnidog. Sit or Omnidog ship it together. So this is Omnidog saying peace and love. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the notification button. If you've subscribed, please subscribe. Feel free to comment. Send in your requests for overviews. If I can get my hands on the books, I'll give it a shot, and I will be continuing to review books as the months and days and years go on. So peace and love, peace and love. Appreciate everybody watching this. Thank you so much. Peace and love, peace and love.